The Sal Sirchia Show, the mayor of rock and roll.
Everybody out there in internet radio land. This is Sal Sirchia speaking here with his voice. Of course, you already know that because the guy said it's the Sal Sirchia Show. Anyway, I hope you are all keeping toasty warm because it's here in New York, if anybody's curious. Other people around the world listening, it's freezing out here, and it's like raining and pouring. So maybe people in L.A. who are listening probably getting a suntan right now saying, oh, man, I wish I was in New York. Just kidding. Anyway, folks. I got an amazing guest tonight, an amazing drummer who's been around for a long time in a lot of great bands. He had a band called the Joneses on Atlantic Records back in 1990. Lisa Loeb, Aimee Mann, McKenna, Lisa Marie Presley. Anyway, let me introduce my good friend, Brother John Sands.
Hello,
John,
everybody.
Yep. Hey, there he goes. Yeah, John, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm hanging loose like a long-haired goose over here. You know, you're in where? Massachusetts right now, right?
Correct.
And how's the weather over there doing? Is it as bad as over there?
Oh, it's cool. It's pretty mild tonight. It's like 50. You know.
I hear you.
Actually, you know, I mean, when it's not snowing out here, it's a good day.
Absolutely. Now, a lot of people out there, hopefully there's a couple of 100,000 people listening. Would be nice. Yeah, 200,000. But I had a lot of people have been promoting the show for the past week all over Twitter and Facebook and wherever else we could, putting it on everybody's walls, you know. So I got tons and tons of emails of people who were like, hey, John Sands, all right, this guy sounds like a happening dude and all that. So I want to tell them a little bit about you. Maybe you want to give us an idea how old you were when you were interested in playing the drums, and why, of all instruments, you decided to pick the drums and not the guitar or be lead singer or bass player. So give us a little rundown of how old you are and what made you be interested in playing drums and being a musician.
Well, my dad's a trumpet player. I actually started on trumpet. Couple of years blowing through that horn, and I just one day when I hit the spit valve, I said, you know, I don't think this instrument's for me, and I just said that splat, the sound of that splat on the newspaper at my feet, something clicked, but I've always had this interest in drums, and I wanted to be my dad, like every young boy wants to be, and he was a trumpet player, so I thought I would play trumpet, but the real calling was back at the drums, and I've been playing drums. That was about 9 years old. I've been playing drums ever since. My first gig was a $25 gig at 12 years old, and I haven't looked back.
Hey, you know, I mean, for your first gig, you made $25. How many people could say they got
$25? I know.
I mean, I know people who have played for years and never even made a dime. Actually, I know people had to actually pay the clubs to be able to play. That was going on.
The irony in there is that 40 years later, when I was playing a local gig in Boston and I got paid $25, I said, well, not much has changed. It's like, you never know what you're going to get. I don't do it for the money. I do it for matter of fact, the guy that paid me that $25, he sort of tapped me on the shoulder, and I was packing my drums up. Had no clue. That's how, clueless I was. He tapped me on the shoulder, and he handed me a check, and I said, what's this for? He's like, that's for the gig. I'm like, unbelievable, you get paid to do this. And something clicked in me. I said, well, that's what I'm doing, I guess.
And
if I can get paid to do this, then this is a pretty good job.
Yeah, and you know why? And the great thing about it is you weren't expecting to get paid, and that's why you ended up getting paid. And a lot of people like that, we want to get paid, and they don't get any gigs. And you're doing it for the love of it. I remember Barry White said on an interview, he says, "Leave the money out of it. Do it for the love, and then the money will start coming." You know.
Exactly. Well, I was young. I was so young. I had no clue. I just played and was like, didn't realize. I really, did not realize that it was a money making venture. It was just I liked to play. Yeah. So. Right,
and you stuck to it, and now in 1990 you had a band called the Joneses, which I think was a great band. As a matter of fact,
you and like 6 other people, but that's very nice of you.
Well, I mean, it's like there's great bands out there, and sometimes it's all a matter how it's promoted or what happens with the record companies. It's all politics, and sometimes there's so many great songs, so many great bands that are not heard the right way, and they end up on the shelf or whatever. Even some, I have a lot of songs I've written myself, and I have people's songs out there that like not even that catchy, and they have hits because it's promoted and pushed and.
No, it's a good band. It was a great group of people. It really was. We really had fun rocking.
Yeah, and you guys had a song. Look at that! I've been singing it all day in my head. And
Don't
now
you know?
Don't you know? An excellent song. I mean, that song could have been a major hit in the 90s, up there with all the other, rock bands that had like rock ballads or type of thing. But, it didn't get the airplay. It should have gotten. And the funny thing, on YouTube, I couldn't believe it. I said, let me look it up. And there's the actual video. I don't know if you even know it.
Oh, I've seen it.
Okay, yeah, the video's on YouTube.
I've definitely seen it. It's like, that got played like on MTV, I think on a Sunday morning around 3:30 once.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. I remember it running on MTV a few times as well because I knew the song. I had the CD, and I bought that. I bought the CD. Matter of fact, you know where I bought it? In Woolworths. Remember Woolworths? Anybody remember Woolworths?
Yes, I do.
And I picked it up in Woolworths. I said, this looks like a good rock and roll band, and I gave it a shot. And I always liked it. It's always been part of my collection. It's in with the rest of my CDs of the Beatles and Zeppelin, The Who, Cheap Trick, you name it. They're all in there. So now, okay. So before the Joneses, did you have like any bands that you were in before the Joneses?
I played a lot before that. That's funny because before I was in the Joneses, I was playing a lot of sort of singer-songwriter. Guys and girls back in Boston, and then I just happened to do a gig at the Rat in Boston, a very famous rock and roll venue. Just did the gig, and the guitar player that was playing in the band after me, and this other singer, I was playing in a singer-songwriter thing, and this guitar player was playing in a rock and roll band, and he saw me, and one thing led to another. We started talking, and next thing you know, you have late night talk of putting a band together, and sure enough, it actually happened. Not very long after that show.
And drums to me are like. I'm sorry. Did I cut you off, John?
No. I was just saying that was the Joneses beginning, and but I really was in more of a singer-songwriter kind of a world.
Right. Right. Right, and now you're still doing that. I mean, you played with Lisa Loeb. And you played on a record. You play on.
I did a tour with Lisa. I've done a lot of singer-songwriter gigs over the years, but. Actually, that's been the staple of my life, really, and some of the best writers that I've ever met have been actually right out of Boston.
Oh yeah, a lot of great groups came out of Boston.
Well, Aimee included. She was in this sort of other circle, but paralleled my circle, and next thing you know, we're working together.
That's Aimee Mann, right?
That's right.
Yeah, she was pretty big there. She's still out there, right?
She is. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember hearing about her a lot at one time, and I've seen tons of her videos. I would turn on, VH1 or whatever. I remember seeing Aimee Mann videos. Were you any of those videos?
I don't think, other than an actual video that we did, a St. Anne's Warehouse DVD. We shot a live show, but other than that, I don't think I've ever actually been in an official, single video, one of those single kind of videos. Yeah, no.
Now, you playing with Lisa Loeb and Aimee Mann and all these other people, you've been on tons of TV shows because of this. I mean, you were on Tonight Show with Jay Leno. You were on Late Night with David Letterman. You were on Late with Conan O'Brien, Good Morning America, The View. Just goes on The Early Show, The Rosie O'Donnell Show, just goes on and on over here.
You get paid more in the daytime, by the way.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. No. There's a paycheck that goes along with getting up that early. Yeah.
Sure. Because it's daytime? Yeah, you get paid more?
Yeah, exactly. More viewership, a bigger payday.
Yeah, I know David Letterman. They shoot about 3:30 in the afternoon. They have people on there because I know a whole bunch of people in the band. I'm friends with. I know Will Lee well. I know.
Nice.
Oh, what's his name? Chaz, the sax player. Quite a few of them. And I remember a band called Fastball. They were friends of mine. They played there, and I was hanging out with them. They were coming in the side door about 3:30 in the afternoon. I said, wow, I didn't know they filmed that early, So yeah. I guess it's because of the early shooting, you get paid more. That's fantastic. Now
morning show. I'm just saying morning shows. So there's that many more viewership, for a daytime show than there is for evening, no matter who it is. So
now, tell the audience out there, people who are listening, a little bit of your experiences. Let's say, for instance, the Jay Leno show. What group were you on that show with?
Oh, most of these TV performances were with Aimee Mann, and I've done a few other performances, but most of the TV performances that I've had have been with Aimee, and over the years. I started with her back in '94, 15 to 16, I forget, 17 years I did with her. Who knows? Maybe I'll play with her again. Right now, I'm out with Lisa. I'm on a break, taking a little holiday break from Lisa Marie Presley, and but most of the TV shows I've done one with Lisa so far since I've been working with her. We did The Talk, but everything else is pretty much Aimee Mann. Gotcha.
And you're playing with Laurie McKenna. Now, Laurie McKenna. Is that like a country type of folk music?
She's kind of like, I don't know, you can't really say country, you can't really say folk, she's got a certain Americana thing about her, but she's a great singer-songwriter, just a great person. And we're playing tomorrow night at Joe's Pub. And,
I listened a few of the songs on the website, and they were pretty catchy. I wouldn't say that if I didn't mean it. I was listening to her as I was.
Well, I'm not sure which song she's got streaming on her website, but there's a new record that called Massachusetts. No offense, New York, but it's she's been using a bunch of Nashville players for the last couple records, and this time she decided to use the hometown band, and she called the record Massachusetts. I'm on it, and it's a great record.
Hey, John, I want to ask you a question for the people out there. Now, when you became a drummer, what was, even me, I'm a musician myself, and we like to play all kind of music, but we always have our favorite type of music that you really, like me, I'm a rock and roll kind of guy. Now, I like the blues. I like to play blues. But basically, if you tell me if you say Sal Sirchia, what's your favorite type of music to play? I have to say rock and roll. Now, what would be your favorite type that you? Even though you play everything, You could jazz it up and everything. What would be like your style?
It's funny that I came in. I don't know if I. Well, now it's pretty much. If I speak now, it's pretty much what the kind of music I'm playing. I love people like McKenna and Ron Sexsmith, a friend of mine in Toronto, phenomenal singer-songwriter. That kind of music, singer, really well-crafted, written songs. But it's funny, my dad was a jazz guy, I kind of got into rock and roll through the back door. I started sort of as a jazz snob, and then came in a different direction than normal people. But I ended up with the singer-songwriter. I really do like playing. Drums are like a means to an end. They're not the end. Like there's definitely some types of music where I think that the drummers are like really like part and parcel, like the thing. And I like just being a part of the thing.
Hey, John.
The song is really what it's about for me.
John, hold that note. We got to go to a commercial. Yeah. Don't forget, leave it right where we are. We're going to go to commercial and be back in a few minutes.
You got it.
Every person who has a home desires to live in beauty, harmony, and comfort, says Valentina of Valentina Interiors and Designs. In business since 1990, Italian-born designer Valentina has been producing interiors and exteriors designs to suit and embrace mind, soul, body, and functionality. Beauty without functionality is only daydreaming. Valentina creates realities. Valentina's goal as an interior designer is to touch and transform people's lives while transforming their spaces. Visit her at www.valentinadesigns.com or call for design consultations online and in-home, 650-346-6349.
Here is a well-documented fact. Humans spend approximately 33% of life in bed. That's a good reason to consider bringing your bed into the 21st century with Function All Linens. They'll change your bedtime forever. Designed for every kind of bedtime you can imagine, these fun and functional bed sheets have his and her side pockets that hold pretty much everything but the kitchen sink. The pockets allow you to have your cell phone, iPad, remotes, and anything else you need within your fingertips' reach at all times. No more cluttered nightstands. No more fumbling around in the dark. Simply reach for your pocket. Experience the affordable comfort and pure luxury that only Function All Linens can offer. For more information or to order, visit functionall-linens.com or beddazzle.com.
And we're back, folks, and we're talking to John Sands, drummer, percussionist, and I always say without the drum beat, you can't tap your feet. So I think every song ever written without a drum beat is beat. So here we are with John Sands. We're back here with John Sands, who's playing with McKenna tomorrow night at Joe's Pub. Yeah, 425 Lafayette Street in New York, 7 p.m. Let's pack the house, folks, if you want to see Brother John's action. And let's talk about, did I leave you on the note? Were you saying something and I cut you off on the commercials? Were you finished what you were talking about?
I finished my point. I think I did.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit, let's talk about Lisa Marie Presley. I mean, that is a happening gig you got there, right?
Well, Lisa's a sweetheart, and her husband / musical director, Michael Lockwood, and I go way back, which is the connection that I have with Lisa. He was the musical director with Aimee Mann from like 95 or 6 to 2001, roughly, and then jumped over to Lisa's band and became her musical director, and Anyway, I'm just sort of bringing people up to speed. That's how I know sort of Michael. I know Michael through Aimee, and anyway, he called me last year. He called me and actually had me come in and do a couple shows. Next thing you know, this fall tour came up this year, and he said, hey, I've got this fall tour. If you're interested, sure thing, boom, boom. Next thing you know, I'm out with her for 3 months. So it was great. We played in Graceland in the Jungle Room, which was phenomenal, and you can see that on Yahoo. If you go to the yahoo.com website, it's under Country Ram Country. Yeah, you'll see it. And you can
also
see
on
3 songs in it, and I think and an interview that I did not see personally. Anyway.
Yeah, it's also on her website. I've seen it on the website. I watched it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, very good video, and it looks great. It's a song. I like that song as well.
Well, there's three different songs that are on. They should be not just airing 1. They should be airing 3.
Okay, what, 3 in the same video?
Yeah. Well, 3 different tunes. It's not just. There's 3 different songs and the interview. So yeah, that you should go see.
I watched the video that was like a whole song.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm mixed. Okay,
You
I
get
watched
3 whole different songs and the interview.
Right. Now I remember that.
I guess that's if you go through Yahoo. I guess.
Yeah, because on our website,
maybe not from Lisa's website, but if you go into Yahoo, you get 3 whole songs and the interview.
Fantastic. Now, and I was at 89 North. I saw Brother John Sands. That's where we met, and I'm sure we probably maybe bumped into each other back in the 90s because we were both in the same scene, and we knew a lot of people. Ahmet Erdogan was one.
Yep.
Of Atlantic Records. We were both friends with him. He was one of the nicest guys you could ever meet as well. I mean, I used to call Ahmet and say, Ahmet, I'm playing tonight. Why don't you come to my gig? All right, Sal, I'll send somebody down. I'll try to come myself. You know, he was like the nicest guy. And he was like, was huge in the music business. You know, his name is like, boom.
Yep.
And we know a lot of the same people. And I'm sure we could have been in the same clubs together. Did you ever hang out in any clubs in the city back in the 90s when you were doing the Atlantic Records thing?
Not a lot. We came in, we came out. We played the Mercury. We played the Fez. I played different places.
Right.
But no, there was not one like I got CBs. We played. I don't know. We just bounced around different little places. But we didn't. It happened pretty quickly. Our little rise from Boston to Atlantic Records and Ahmet Erdogan. So, and then was over just almost as fast as it started. But
yeah, that happens. Yeah.
That happens.
Yeah, it does. It happens to people.
Yeah, it does.
But now let's get back to tomorrow night's gig. A reminder, maybe some people might have just tuned in now, or
yes,
they
tomorrow night, Joe's Pub. Lori McKenna, she's a singer-songwriter from Massachusetts, has been doing this for I've been with her for over 10 years, just 10 years, I guess, 10 years. She's been doing this for longer than that, and she's a great singer-songwriter, and we're playing downtown. I guess I found out through you that there were some other bands on the bill, but we're on.
I don't remember the name of the but just 2 others after you guys.
Yeah. I didn't know that, but I think we're on first. You said.
Yeah, 7.
Right? Okay.
Anybody in the New York area who's tuned in right now and wants to go hang out at the club, Joe's Pub, and see Brother John Sands in action with Lori McKenna tomorrow night at 7 p.m., 425 Lafayette Street, New York, zip code 10003. And it's I know the area really well. It's right by Waverly Place and St. Mark Street. It's one of the most happening spots in New York City. I mean, people, when Madonna got off the plane, she said, "Take me to the happening spots," and they dropped her off in the Village and at Times Square. So those are the places to be. And that's a beautiful area. You have, you've been there before. You already know.
Yes.
But for people who are listening, who may want to go have some fun tomorrow night, man, go and check it out. And
well, we will be there. We will be listening for some fans, friends to come and talk to us afterward, because that's really fun to talk to people after you play and see what people think. And I love playing New York, and I'm looking forward to the show.
Yeah, everybody out there, John is definitely one of those guys who comes off the stage and real down to earth, sweetest, nicest guy you'll ever meet, comes and hangs out and talks to the people, and that's how we met. Even though we might have met in the past, but we met recently that way about
Yes, sir, out in Long Island, Patchogue.
Yeah, 89 North that was. That was a cool gig.
Exactly. That was a nice venue. Nice. And, very nice people.
And John came off the stage, and he hung out and chatted with everybody, and me and you must have talked for about an hour and a half after that gig.
Yeah, long time. Pretty much the entire pack-up, my friend.
Yeah, we exchanged cards, we exchanged numbers, and we chatted about all kind of fun stuff. And that's when he told me that I used to be in a band called the Joneses, I almost fell off my chair.
Yes, you and I tell you, 6 other people know that. So I'm glad that you're one of those that have the record. That's pretty funny.
And I know I blew your mind as well, because when I said, "You mean the one with the skinny girl's face on the cover? It's black and white, and the TV is the Atlantic Records label."
Yep.
Album.
Oh my goodness.
I can't believe we got left to this show.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So now you're playing tomorrow night. Now, are you doing any gigs, anything coming up with Lisa Marie Presley?
We're coming back to New York. Well, it's actually more of a like a showcase thing that we're doing in January. I think it's January 11th at City Winery. It's, I believe what you would call it in the business, shopping for like booking agents. It's more of like I think obviously it's open to the public because there's not that many booking agents. I think City Winery holds around 300 people, and in that smattering will be booking agents that are looking for bands to book, and I think that is the guise of the gig. But I think it's actually, if you're interested in seeing it, I think you'd see Lisa you'd definitely see Lisa and I think at least 4 other bands if you came down. So that might be interesting to.
Oh, definitely. I mean, they call those like industry nights. They have
industry nights. Okay.
Yeah, industry nights. I've played many of those as well. They have people come down and look for bands to book, and also A&R people from record companies come and check it out. And sometimes none of them show up, but they call it the industry night, and the place gets packed because all the other groups want to come there and see if they could meet some A&R people or make some connections and basically network. So they'll call it
exactly.
And basically, really in New York City, almost every night of the week in clubs, you can really call it an industry night, because when you're hanging out in New York City, and you walk into any club, there's always celebrities hanging out, or industry people, or there's always somebody hanging out in the clubs in New York. It's New York City. So you could be in a small little place in the Village, and all of a sudden you'll be sitting there and walks in.
Okay, well I'm coming back. Okay, not just for that gig, but I'm coming back to settle the little debate that's going on between Katz's and Second Ave Deli as far as who's got the best pastrami, and. So, Katz was up, and Second Ave Deli is next. Okay, and we're gonna find the answer to that.
All right. Well, you know what, John? This show just flew by. I mean, these shows just fly by. I did one last week,
yes, sir.
And it's already time to wrap it up. So I'm going to give everybody thank you for listening, and we got John Sands here, If you can tomorrow night, go check them out. Again, the place is called Joe's Pub in New York City, 425 Lafayette Street in New York, New York. They go on at 7 p.m. And, John, man, thank you for being my guest. Love you, brother.
You are so welcome.
And
so welcome.
Yes. Oh, man, it's been a pleasure. This is great. These shows just go too fast. Anyway,
okay.
I'll let you. This has been the Sal Sirchia Show with my good friend John Sands. Cheers, folks.
All right, bye.
Thank you for listening. This has been a Mathis Media Hub production.